at the end of the day, if your blue collar parent had access to alternative investments, why don't you have access to those same type of investments? And opening it up just makes sense for the very reasons that we talked about earlier. So you look at some of the largest providers in the country. Power, I think, is the second biggest 401k record keeper in the country. They were one of the first to come out of the gates earlier this year and actually state that they are going to be offering alternative investments for their participants. And so this falls a little bit to your point earlier about the levels of accredited investors. You've got accredited, you've got qualified purchasers, and you have large investment funds and pension funds, and making alternatives available to those funds, which investors in 401ks now have access to. What we've got to do is kind of wait for the market to catch up, right? So it's there, it's available. There are certain protections in place. There's something called a best interest contract provision, which falls under the Securities Act of 1934. And essentially that it's just like it sounds. It means if you're an advisor, you have to act in the best interest of your participants. So the other thing to really look at is almost all fee-based fiduciary advisors, if they act in a fiduciary capacity, abide by the best interest contact provision, and almost all fiduciary advisors offer some sort of alternative investments. So that's not a coincidence. So you've got kind of this conflux of events happening where you've got the big provisions that mean more and more of these advisors, as acting as fiduciaries, are offering alternatives. And then at the flip side, the largest savings vehicle for a majority of Americans, the defined contribution marketplace, now has opened up access to alternative investments for all the reasons you just mentioned earlier.